Welcome inside the Cougars Den. I'm Jerry Milani. I'm here today with two of our cross-country superstars. They're freshmen. The future of this program is really bright. Dayanara Grau, a freshman from Union City. Skylar Denton from Syracuse, New York. Welcome, guys. Skylar, I'll start with you. Syracuse to Caldwell. Talk about how you got here and what your experience has been like.
Well, I was running track, and I was looking at programs that had graphic design because that's my major, and I found Caldwell. And it was, I came here, I stayed with Shania and Michelle, and I loved the school. I liked the environment, so this was my number one first pick. And then I came here because I also love Kyle, so yeah.
That's a common answer. I think the answer that was most given by people as to why I came to Caldwell among track and field is Kyle and the school itself. Dayanara, same for you. You didn't come from as far, but tell me about your trip here.
I knew about Caldwell before because on my track team, a few football players, they come here and play football for here. But I actually found out about Caldwell, like the track program, because of Coach Marvin, the coach that used to be here before Coach Price. So I used to take private lessons with him. So he was the one that told me about the program. And Coach Price reached out to me after that.
And that's going back, because Kyle's 5 years now with the program and kind of put a stamp on what was already a really good program. And Kyle's done a lot of great things. So you guys have been 1-2 in just about every race throughout the season. Times have gotten better. Results have gotten better. Do you push each other? Is that you guys, when you're on the course, is that kind of a big important thing?
For me, she obviously has more endurance than me. That's why she's before me, like first. And I was second because I'm not really a longer distance runner. I'm more of a mid-distance 400, 800. But she did pace me, and I think that was the reason why I was able to PR every race and run better than I've ever ran, even in high school.
For me, this is technically it's my first year running cross country collegiately. I did it in high school, but it wasn't really like, I didn't run because I was always sick, so it wasn't a good season for me. So going into this, I feel like I was her pacer, like she said, and I just paced myself off of everyone else. I only did it to condition for cross country, so I only did it to condition for track.
Yeah, so tell me about that. You brought up 2 points that I want to bring up. One is tracks. You guys both run the 4. Tell me how working on the cross-country side is going to help you coming to track season.
Well, the 4 is probably one of the hardest events you can do because it's a sprint, but you're also running distance while you're sprinting. So being able to sprint an entire lap around at a good pace, you kind of have to do that. So by doing cross country and building our stamina and our endurance and getting our lungs used to working in tough conditions, I think our 400 time is going to go down drastically. So I really hope to break 60.
Yeah, same question, Dayanara, about track.
For me, I'm more of an 800 runner than a 400 runner. That's 2 laps around the track. So I need more endurance than for the 400. It's still a sprint, but it's like borderline distance and sprint. So I think doing cross country is going to really help my endurance and be able to keep the same pace both laps without dying.
The other point you brought up too is changing over from high school into college. What's been the biggest surprise for you moving into the college ranks, whether it's something involving cross country and track or just in general with the college?
If I'm being honest, I didn't really see a difference between high school and track. I think the workouts are obviously longer and harder, but I think I'm getting used to it well. So it wasn't really like, there's not really a big difference for me.
Same.
Also, there was no real difference. The only difference is probably the boys have an 8K, and we would sometimes do 6Ks, which we never did in high school. But yeah, the workouts are definitely longer and more, I guess, strenuous. Like we do different stuff. In high school, it was kind of just the same. It was distance running, miles, and this is like you're doing like 80 miles a week. Yeah, so yeah.
When you're running, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about the course? Are you thinking about your teammates, the opponents? Do you have a song or a mantra in your head? What's happening when you're going through this race?
Normally, it depends. If I'm going up a hill, I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Yeah, and then like if I'm on flat, I'm singing songs to myself. I have my whole playlist in my head. I'm having a karaoke night in my head. It's fantastic.
For me, I don't really sing to myself. I just talk to myself through the run because it's hard. 3.1 miles is not easy to run. And when it's flat, I get bored and it feels longer. So I'm just like, you have to finish this. You have to keep going. Like, you're almost there. I don't think about what I have left. I think about what I've done already. So I think that's, and then if there's somebody running next to me, I try to stay with them. And if they're like, go further than me, I'm like, you have to stay with her. You have to stay with her. So that's what I tell myself every time I run.
If you run the 4x4 together, who's going to give it the baton to who?
I don't know. I think
it probably will depend on
the race. I think she'll probably give it to me because if she starts, I'm more of a, I do better at catching up than like leading or like closing. So I think if she starts, she'll give it to me, or I'll give it to her if she ends. It depends on the other two people.
I feel like we're either gonna be anchors or starters. I feel like one of us is gonna hand off to the other. I don't think we're gonna be 2 or 3 because we have the fastest. Yeah.
Well, the cross-country season is in the books, but now the training starts for track. Mm-hmm. You're going to see these two for a long time here at Caldwell. Freshmen, the future of this program is really bright. Dayanara and Skylar, thank you so much for being with us today. And thanks for being with us today on Inside the Cougar Den.